On Sunday, the Seattle Seahawks suffered their first home loss of the season, falling 17-12 to the New York Giants. Jackie Montgomery with your Week 13 game recap. Well, it wasn't pretty. The offense had a hard time getting going as the Seahawks fall to 8-4 on the season following their 17-12 loss to the New York Giants.
This game was a defensive ball game right from the get-go, and they played really tough and gave us a hard time all day long. We had trouble scoring, moving the football, and we were giving them trouble scoring and moving the football as well. It's just an uncharacteristic type of feeling that we're not putting any points on the board. So, games are hard, games are tough, and we can't let this thing knock us off getting going and moving forward. And it's really important we get right back to business again, and it's the only choice we have, really, so that's what we'll do.
The Seahawks offense moved the ball on the opening drive before stalling out, having to settle for a 31-yard field goal. After that, the offense couldn't get into a rhythm. Those were the only offensive points they put up on the board through 3.5 quarters of the game.
We weren't making plays to change the field position. We didn't chunk them at all. We actually ran the ball pretty well early, but throwing the ball was a struggle. We took some just monster losses in the sacks, that just take you out. The whole drive is just totally challenged from there on. And because they weren't like 6 or 8 yard sacks, they were like 20s. And so unfortunately, all of those situations just kept us from getting any momentum at all, and we never got moving.
Not converting on third downs was a big part of that. The Seahawks were 4 for 13 on third down attempts.
We're continuing to have trouble on third down, and I don't know what it was today. It was 4 for 13 or something like that. That's just, it's really hard to overcome that if you're not doing that kind of an output, if you're not doing well in first and second down. And first and second down was very quiet for us. We didn't have a lot of big plays and explosive plays. And so the third downs really tell the story. We had to get off the field and kick the ball to them. We kind of have lived with a lot of big plays and a lot of explosions, and that didn't happen today. They did a nice job of keeping that from happening. And, it's a nice way to play us, and they were able to get it done.
Russell Wilson was under pressure for much of the day. Wilson was hit 10 times, including 5 sacks. There was some shuffling on the offensive line due to injuries, with fourth-string right tackle Chad Wheeler having to finish the game. At the end of the day, Wilson completed just 27 of his 43 passes for 263 yards with 1 touchdown and 1 interception and a passer rating of 78.
This game, I think they did a really good job of doing some stuff with their coverage, just trying to keep everything in front pretty much. I think in the second half we did a good job of getting the ball out, kind of having some plays where the ball's coming out a little bit quicker, this and that. And so, I think that anytime we take sacks. I never want to take sacks. Obviously, I'm not trying to get hit. I think that you're trying to find ways to make a play and you're trying to find somebody open. And all that. And our receivers are doing a great job of battling, fighting to get. Doing a good job of trying to get open and stuff like that. So, I think they did a good job. They did a good job of making some plays and pressuring timely pressures and this and that against us.
The Seahawks defense opened the game strong in the first half. Quandre Diggs had an interception as the Giants were held scoreless and finished with just 95 total yards. But in the second half, the Giants' run game opened things up. New York had 138 rushing yards, which gave way to 2 touchdowns in the third quarter alone.
That's not our standard. That's not Seahawk football. That's not Seahawk defense. I don't know what it was. To be honest, I do know what it was. We weren't doing our job, right? And when you don't do your job on defense and a running ball, like the way they're running it, very efficient, you're gonna have a long day. So we didn't do our job. You got to give credit to them. The way they ran the ball, different personnel's bringing in 22T, 13 personnel. The way they switched up their looks. They were window dressing it, but they were running the same exact thing, and we couldn't stop it in the third quarter. We didn't do our job.
The Seahawks finally got their first touchdown late in the fourth quarter on a 28-yard pass to Chris Carson to pull within 5 after a defensive stop with less than 2 minutes on the clock. It would all come down to Russell Wilson and the offense, but unfortunately, Seattle couldn't get it done.
When you lose, you take it as a lesson. There's always something you could have did right to, make sure we didn't have this outcome individually and as a team. I can't really say, where our focus was. But at the end of the day, we didn't get it done. So we didn't have enough focus, should I say. We take that upon us as players, as a staff, as a group, as a team. And we got to get back to the drawing board. We got to figure it out. We got to put our chips back in it and bet on ourselves. And we're going to continue to bet on ourselves. This is a tough loss. Obviously, it's not where we want it, but we'll figure it out. Guaranteed. I guarantee we'll figure it out.
Well, once again, your final score here at Lumen Field, 17-12. The Seahawks fall to the New York Giants. They drop to 8-4 on the season. Next up, the Seahawks take on the winless New York Jets right here at Lumen Field in Week 14 action.